If you want armloads of spring blooms instead of a patch of pretty disappointment, this one's for you. Welcome to rudeinsect.com.
And today we're talking cut flowers for spring 2026, which is really about making smart choices before you ever put a seed in the ground.
Yeah, because people get excited, buy every flower that looks nice on the packet, and then wonder why half of it sulks.
Or why the bouquet looks lovely for one day and then collapses into a tragic little puddle on the kitchen table.
Harsh, but fair. So the big idea here is that the best cut flowers aren't just the prettiest ones. They need to fit your growing zone, your soil, your spring weather, and if you're selling stems, what people actually want to buy.
Exactly. Knowing your USDA zone matters. A flower that thrives in one region can struggle in another. And if you choose varieties suited to your climate, you get better stem length, healthier plants, and more blooms over the season. That also means fewer pest and disease headaches, which is a big deal if you're trying to garden organically.
So let's talk flowers. The 5 getting the spotlight are zinnias, snapdragons, sunflowers, cosmos, and dahlias. That's a solid lineup.
It is. Zinnias are one of the most reliable choices because they give you bold color and a long vase life. They're also adaptable across a wide range, roughly zones 3 through 10, so a lot of growers can make them work.
I like zinnias because they're generous. You cut them and they seem to say, "Fine, I'll make more."
They do. Snapdragons are different. They bring height and that nice vertical shape to arrangements, and they shine in cooler spring conditions. If your springs are mild, they can be one of the first flowers that makes you feel like the season has properly started.
Sunflowers are the crowd pleaser, though. I don't care how fancy the bouquet is, stick a sunflower in there and suddenly everybody smiles.
True, but I'd argue cosmos are more useful in mixed bouquets.
More useful, maybe. More lovable? I'm staying with sunflower.
You're predictable. Cosmos earn their place because they're airy. They soften arrangements and they pull in pollinators. That's helpful across the whole garden, not just the flower patch.
And then dahlias, which are basically showing off.
Completely. They come in so many forms and colors that they can carry an arrangement all by themselves. They do ask a bit more from you, though, so I wouldn't call them the lazy gardener's flower.
Fair. Now, one thing I liked here is the reminder that flower success starts underground. Before planting, work in organic matter. Compost is doing a lot of heavy lifting.
Yes, healthy soil means stronger roots and steadier growth. And timing matters too. For most cut flowers, you're planting after your last frost date. People get impatient every single spring, and I say this as someone who once planted early, got cocky, and watched a cold snap humble me overnight.
I remember that. You used the phrase botanical betrayal.
It felt personal. But spacing is another overlooked thing. If you crowd plants, you reduce airflow and invite disease. Cut flowers need room, even if you're gardening in a small space. If space is tight, vertical supports or compact layouts can help. But don't turn the bed into a traffic jam.
And then there's care through the season. Watering sounds simple until people either forget it entirely or drown everything with love.
Consistent moisture is the goal, especially during dry spells. Overwatering can lead to root problems, so don't just soak out of habit. And fertilizing should be balanced. Too much nitrogen and you may get lots of leafy growth without the stems and blooms you actually want.
That's such a classic mistake. Beautiful foliage, zero bouquet.
Also, if you're trying to keep your planting schedule straight, use a planner, a notebook, even a farm management tool if you're growing at scale. The point is to match each flower to the best planting window for your region.
So if someone's building a spring cut flower garden for 2026, your quick strategy is what?
Start with your zone and frost dates. Build healthy soil with compost. Pick a mix with different strengths. Zinnias for color and production, snapdragons for cool season structure, sunflowers for bold stems, cosmos for movement, and dahlias for drama. Then keep up with spacing, water, and sensible feeding.
That's the dream, really. walking into the garden with snips in hand and coming back with enough flowers for the house, the neighbors, or the market table.
And preferably without the kitchen table puddle we mentioned earlier.
A noble goal for us all.
Thank you for listening to this edition of RootInsect.com, Conversations with Grant and Fiona.